Hello, fellow humans. My name is Sapien, and I'm the host to the Art of Human. So the purpose of this video is to give you guys an introduction to the Art of Human podcast. The release date will be on December 1st. You can expect to find that on all your directories, so iTunes, Spotify, and all those other ones. I'll make sure to let you guys know exactly where it's going to be, but you can expect to find it on December 1st. And I just want to give you guys an idea of what the podcast is about. Well, it's called The Art of Human, and so I'm trying to kind of decipher the art behind us as humans, and what that means for me is talking with other humans, asking them questions, conversing with them, and maybe learning more about their specific art or their craft, because I feel like a lot of us, we have, not a lot of us, everybody has their own unique way of expressing themselves, and I kind of want to gain insight on that and do it in a way which is interesting for all of you guys. And also I want to just talk on the mic and then tell you guys some stuff, and hopefully it's insightful, it gives you a new perspective, and hopefully you learn something. And so that just in general, that's kind of what the podcast is about. It's just celebrating humanhood and, me going out and having fun, and then hopefully you guys enjoy it. But to go a little more into the technicals, I have made this podcast so that there's 4 different types of episodes. And so every Sunday there's going to be a new episode. And so in a month, in the 4 weeks, we'll cycle through all 4 different types of episodes. And so now I want to go over each one of those episodes and give like a brief description. I don't want this video to be too long. So the 4 different types are solo run, talking with strangers, talking with a health professional, and the last one's called human to human. Or actually, no, it's not called. I think I was first thinking it was going to be human to human, but it's going to be called Deconstructing the Art. So that'll be basically me. I'll tell you right now. We're going to go in order here. We'll keep it in a simple fashion. So solo run, Sapien, I go on rants and talk about things which I find would be relevant to all of us as humans. Or I might say breaking news and then talk about how artificial intelligence is about to take over the world. Or I basically, those things that I find would be relevant to all of us as humans, that's kind of like me taking personal anecdotes, experiences that I've had, taking just like all these little like tips and things that I have learned to help persevere through my day-to-day struggle. I kind of take all those kind of things, I articulate it in my own way, and then I put it on the mic and try to make it a learning experience for you guys, give you guys a new perspective perhaps you haven't heard, or maybe it's something you have heard, but then I'm just kind of ingraining it more into you. And I really hope that solo run episode is just something that you can listen to. They should be about 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm hoping it's just something that you can listen to on a Sunday, Monday, and it'll help to motivate you. It'll help to just be like, oh wow, I didn't think about that, or just like, oh shit, I didn't know that was going on around the world. That's kind of like that's kind of what I'm anticipating for it to be like. But I don't know. Things could change, but that's what I'm hoping for. Next up is talking with strangers. I go out in public and I talk with random strangers and I ask them deep questions. For instance, what's the purpose of human existence? Right? Something like that. And then, but then I'll counter it by asking something kind of ridiculous and something obnoxious, like, I don't know, like if you had to choose between becoming a unicorn or a 3-eyed monkey, which one would you choose? Something random, and see what people have to say. So that's kind of that, talking with strangers. I just want to see people's reactions, and that first question, the deep question, I want to ask that to everybody that I end up seeing in that session, and just kind of so we can all see the different kind of answers that we get to the same question. And then the second, the random one, it could all be random. That one's just for fun, just to see what people say, kind of catch them off guard. Third type of episode, talking with a health professional. So I get someone on the show, a health professional, and we converse about their profession. And I want to get insight on their personal approach in their profession. And just get their personal like philosophy as to how they go about what they do, because I think all health professionals have their own way of doing things, and I think we could all learn from that, gain a new perspective. And then I also make sure to ask these health professionals just kind of generic questions that like anybody or most people would want to know more about. So if it's about nutrition, maybe there'll be a question somewhere where it's like, oh, well, like why is fat good, or why is it bad, or why are people doing all these ketogenic diets and da 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 da. And we can talk about the diet culture and etc. etc. That's just one example. If we have a strength and conditioning coach, then we can talk about how many reps should I do as I'm training for my next marathon of this, or anything like that. It just depends on the health professional, but I just try to ask like just kind of generic questions that most of you guys would want to know more about, and something that's insightful, fun, and hopefully it'll motivate you to gain a new skill, gain something new. I'm hoping that you guys can learn a tip or two, and then just hopefully be healthier. And yeah, that's kind of the thing. I'm really about health. I feel like we should all be trying to optimize our lives and working on our physical and mental ability is something that we have to do, and we have to train at it in order to make ourselves stronger. So that's kind of what the episode's about. I want to give you guys insight so that you can make yourself stronger. The next one is deconstructing the art. Deconstructing? What I say was deciphering the art. Maybe it's going to be called deconstructing the art. Maybe it's going to be called human to human. That last one, the name, I'm not exactly sure yet, but that's kind of what I'm going for right now, deciphering the art. Because the purpose of that episode is I'm going to have someone come over to the studio. Check it out. And we're going to talk. And more than likely, the person who comes over, well, not more than likely, it's going to be what it's going to be. There's going to be whoever comes over. They're going to be an exciting person to listen to, good energy. And they're going to have more than likely like a craft, an art, something that they really like, a hobby, a business. They're going to have something that they're passionate about. And we're just going to converse, but then I also want to ask them questions to kind of deconstruct the art behind what it is they do. And so that we can all learn about that specific thing and how someone can be successful at it, and kind of the work ethic that this specific person puts into it, and maybe we could all learn something from it. And that's kind of what that is. I'm really excited about that one because there's so much that could come about from that. And another thing, guys, that just like on the episode, just in general, I'll bring up a lot about like universal principles, because I feel like there's a lot of things that exist and they're very common, and you can learn it from one thing, but it can be applicable to like anything. Like that's why I say universal principle. So let's say, for instance, if I have one of the people who come in for deciphering the art, and they talk about what they find most important in their practice. Let's say it's a rapper. They're like, yeah, man, I think the most important thing is just to do it all the time. Every time you have a chance, just practice. And then I'll be like, oh, wow. Well, like, so that seems like consistency is a big thing. And then I'm like, well, that's true about your rapping, but I also know that from my own personal life, that consistency has always been like the number one variable for my success in whatever it is. And so like that's kind of a thing I like to do, is just bring out the universal principles so that we can all learn and see like, wow, like that's super cool, and that could be applicable to even my craft, even though it's not the same as this person who's talking. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to confuse you too much. I'm still new to this, so yeah. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much the rundown. We're at about 9 minutes, so it's a little bit of a long video, but I wanted to give you guys a pretty descriptive video on what the podcast is going to be about. I'm actually a little bit nervous right now, if you can't tell, but I'm getting used to it. I'm not used to being on the camera and on the mic like this, so it's a new craft for me, and it's going to take some time for me to get good at it, but I'll persevere through it, and I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm going to find balance, and I'm going to go through it. Alright, guys. So, December 1st, you can expect this to be out. iTunes, Spotify. Follow the Instagram page, TAOH Podcast, if you want to follow the page and stay up to speed. I'm super excited, guys. This is the art of human. Next human you see, go give him a hug, go give him a kiss, tell him you love him. We need to spread that peace, love, and positivity, alright? That's really what this podcast is about. It's about all of us as humans. And I'm just doing my this is my little hobby right now, and I want to share it with you guys and just hope to motivate people and spread the love, the peace, and the positivity, because life can be so hard sometimes, but the more we stay together, the more we go out and we smile at that random person, or we open a door for somebody, the more little things that we do like that, it's like a butterfly effect. It just spreads and spreads, and people need it. People really, really need it. So let's do it, guys. Human to human, we're all just humans, and we're all trying to persevere. So peace out, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you around. I'm sure I'll see you around.